YouTube, it's Chris. Kerbal Space Program X Series Flight Tests. This is the X7 build, which literally never took off. It never rolled down the runway. It didn't do anything. So I just put the build sped up to 5 times speed, and then the actual launch as well set up to 5 times speed. But you can go ahead and skip to about 1:15 if you want for the X8 and X9, which are a little bit more dramatic. The X8, I'm calling it another crashter piece because, like every space plane I build, it crashed. This one I had a little bit of a hope for. It wasn't a high hope, but it eventually did do something other than crash, but then it crashed right after, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I was hoping that it would dip to the right and lose that outside wing, and then maybe we could take off, but that didn't happen. Unfortunate. The next one, I must have modified something, I don't even remember now. But I think it did the same thing. You can see on the right there's previous flights still smoldering. I don't think I have enough thrust to get this off the ground, even with 4 control surfaces. But it does want to start, and it hits the rear end and breaks apart. So what do you do when you don't think you have enough thrust? You add more engines. And what happens? Bad things. I changed a little bit more. I think I added something on the rear, like a wheel on the rear, to see if I could keep it from slamming down when I pulled up. I almost was able to save this, but yeah, it ended the same way they all do. And I tried it again straight up. I don't think I did any changes on this one, just to see if it was possible to get this thing to fly. Tried not to pull back as hard so it didn't go into a complete flip. But as you can see, that didn't work. Does some weird kind of cool stuff and then crashes. I got a lot of crashes. I'd wipe out the entire Kerbal space program if I was designing their spaceships. One last time. And yeah. Explosions, explosions. Here we are at the X9 build. Just trying something different. Probably won't work. Like this one, I tried to put RCS thrusters on it to give it a little bit of maneuverability. it did kind of work a little bit. It turned a lot better, but it actually flew, which was good. That was a bonus. Wasn't expecting that. When you put it in a roll and then you use the RCS, it actually almost turned on a dime, kind of like a vectored thrust engine. It didn't last long, but it worked a little bit. And I was smart and I faced the space plane the wrong way in the space plane hangar, so I ended up not using the runway at all. I tried to use the RCS to kind of give me a little bit of maneuverability, but it didn't because it was probably on the grass and it was bumpy. Just testing out the RCS. That's just RCS right now. I throw on the engines, put up the thrust, and take off. No, I don't take off. I roll and then blow up. Yeah, so again, just testing out the thrust, make sure the control surfaces are working, and then we take off. And we actually get airborne. And as you can see, it does kind of, it'll turn sideways, and as long as the engines are going, I'm assuming that it's getting enough forward thrust to stay, to not stall. But I was kind of too low at that time, and I hit the ground. So the next flight, I actually wait till I get up a little bit higher to start doing some maneuvering. And as you can see, it's the longest flight, and I had some good responses from it. I don't know what the hell that was, but so we get up in the air, and then I decide to climb, get some altitude, and just seeing if I get side shift. And it does. It turns okay. It's got that same problem most of my Delta Wing designs have, is that it wants to either go up or down, but not, you always have to be on it to figure out which way you want to go. It won't go all the way down and it won't go all the way up, but it'll stay kind of in the middle. But you have to keep giving inputs, like hard inputs. You have to hold the keys for a while. So I am running out of fuel, and I'm going to try to make it back to land. And I'm using the RCS to kind of help me turn a little bit. And I really thought I had a chance of landing this, but as you can see, the nose just wants to bounce and crash. Oh well. That is it for the X series. I am moving on to a new series called the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot series, and you can check out those crazy designs soon.